Hello friends of Stationery Shenanigans, I hope you're all doing well. In this video I'm going to talk about a journal that I bought at a store that is probably considered an unlikely place to find stationery. So whenever I'm in grocery stores or pharmacies like Walgreens or CVS, if I have time I like to take a trip down the stationery aisle because don't we all? Because oftentimes they'll have things on clearance, they'll end up being really inexpensive, and this day was no different. So in this video I'm going to talk about a journal and we're going to do a pen test with different implements here. So this is from CVS, and for those of you who don't know, CVS is kind of just a regular everyday drugstore here in the US and pretty much can be found everywhere. I don't know if they're the biggest, but they certainly seem to be. And they have their own brand of products, and their stationery brand is called this Caliber. Now, I was not looking for a notebook or anything like that. I was in CVS picking up medicine, and I just happened to walk down the stationery aisle, and I saw they had many things on clearance. Like, I'm talking anywhere from 25 cents to $1.50. And I came across this hardcover dotted journal. Now, I bought another one for my coworker because they actually were, I think, $1.69 on clearance. And I had a $3 off coupon. Well, it was $3 towards your purchase kind of coupon. So I was able to buy both of these hardcover journals, one for me, one for my friend, for free. So that was amazing. I don't know what the paper quality is like, so I figured I would hold on to it and record an opening for you all to see and test it out. Because maybe you have some unlikely stores where you are that you might be able to find some really interesting stationery items. So I'm gonna first take off the plastic here. So let's take out some scissors, and I'm sorry for the plasticky noise. Okay. Wow, okay, it's really wrapped tight, so getting this open is a little bit harder, but that is very much on brand for this channel, is it not? Okay, wow. I had to use two hands here. I just get excited to try different things. You probably do too, so that's why we're doing this together. So, this, like I said, is the Caliber, which is like their brand. Hardcover dotted journal, expandable inside pockets, ivory paper, satin ribbon marker, 240 dotted pages. It is made in Vietnam, and it says, basically it's just a narrative of everything that was on the front cover. And yeah, so it's like an olive green color. The one I got for my coworker was kind of like a blush pink, and I think those were the only two color options. Now it's a hardback, as you can see here, kind of like a knockoff of a Leuchtturm or a Moleskine notebook. And they had, I think they had some other ones too, including 2024 planners, but I just went with this one because I thought, why not? So let's go ahead and open it up here. It does have a 3 lines on the front as like a title page to put your information. And then you open it up and it just kind of looks like standard dotted line paper. It does actually lay flat, which I'm surprised at. Not completely flat, but pretty dang flat. I'm a lay flat kind of person because I hate when you're writing on one side of a notebook and it keeps doing this, you know, or you like really have to hold it down either using like your Penco clampy or your traveler's notebook thing, like something, which sometimes you don't always have that on you and you just don't want to be fussing around with it. So I am impressed that it kind of lays pretty flat. Let's look towards the back here. I'm curious if there's anything else, or is it just blank pages? Yep, so it is truly just the 240 pages. And then let's take off the ribbon here. And the back pocket is truly just a back pocket. So nothing really exciting, but at the same time, that's kind of nice because this is truly just what it is, a hardcover journal. And let's see if we can find where the bookmark is. Okay. And then a nice bookmark that actually matches the color of the cover. So here it is. And I think, does it say the measurements on here? It does not. I want to say, is this considered like the B6 Plus or maybe an A5 Slim? Y'all know that I'm terrible with paper sizes, and I basically stopped trying to understand them. I just can't remember them for some reason. So let's go ahead and do a pen test. Got a couple different things here. I'm curious how this paper will hold up. I do also want to share that when I was in Walmart the other day, I purchased these Papermate Flair felt tip pens, which I know are pretty popular and they kind of have like a cult following. Here in the US, these are probably considered like one of the fancier pens that you would get that everyday people would use who maybe aren't really into stationery. I remember using these in like middle school and high school or maybe college, like the red ones, to revise and edit papers and tests and stuff like that. So I just got the black 2-pack. It says it won't bleed through paper. I'm also curious. Made in Mexico. And for these two, it was $2.36, which I feel like is a very fair price. I may have tried them in the past. I honestly just can't remember. So I thought it would be fun to kind of like try these felt pens on the CVS notebook. These are probably also sold at CVS, just for like a different stationery on the run kind of situation. So let's start with this, and then we'll work on some other ones. I'm going to open up the package here. And then here's just like the felt pens. You all probably use these. There was just something about them. It's very like classic nostalgia looking. I remember like when you're little, they truly are felt. And I think maybe I had some not so great experiences where if you press too hard, the felt falls apart, lays flat, and then the ink bleeds through. That's probably like how a lot of us remember using them in high school or something. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up to a back page here. And this is the Papermate Flair. Ooh, this writes really nice. And it doesn't have that like marker, let's see if it focuses. It doesn't have that marker look to it. It just has like a thick black ink look to it. I'm kind of surprised at that. Just gonna write some more things here. See if it bleeds through. Okay, so flipping over to the other side of the caliber paper. Yeah, no real bleed through except for that star, which I did press a little bit hard on. But yeah, this is surprising. So this is the Papermate Flair, which I know this video is not about, but I don't know, I'm kind of liking this. I don't know if you could write with this for a long time. If you would just get tired of using the Flair, but I'm not sure. We'll report back on that. Let me know in the comments below if you like to use these Papermate Flairs. I know they have all other kinds of colors, but I think it's a pretty interesting pen at a really great price if you want to just mix it up. Which y'all know I still am a fan of ballpoint pens, like to the end of the day. That's what if I had to choose one, it would still be ballpoint ink. Now I'm going to try my TWSBI Eco in Fine with the TWSBI Emerald Green ink. I will say, I think TWSBI Ecos are my favorite fountain pens of all times because I filled this up, I don't know, how many months ago was it? Was it in the fall? And I still have ink in here. And I just love the capacity of how much ink you can have in one of these pens without having to worry about running out or drying out. So yeah, so let's do TWSBI Eco. I think this is fine, right? I love the emerald green ink. And let's see, it does work really well on this paper. Let's see if there's any bleed through. Nope, none whatsoever. Wow, I'm kind of surprised that the paper quality for a CVS branded notebook is so good. Let's try a Lamy Safari. This has the Schaefer brown script ink, which is skipping a little bit. It could just be, I don't know, the nib isn't perfectly clean. CVS notebook. Again, No ghosting or anything like that. Still really nice. And no bleed through. Wow, okay. Then let's try a gel pen. This is the Signo Uniball, that really thick. I don't know if it's a 1.3. Let's see on here. This I got from Kinokuniya in Atlanta or New Jersey. Sometimes you just need to have a nice thick line, right? Nice and thick. I love these pens, but the ink doesn't last for, forever because it's laying it on so thick. Okay. No real bleed through, very nice. Okay. Then I wanted to try, just because it's like a needle nose, because I don't know about y'all, but I feel like sometimes needle nose pens work differently and they don't mesh with all papers. Sometimes you could just not be satisfied using a needle nose tip on certain kinds of papers and notebooks. So this is the Japanese edition, special edition of the Pentel Energel in a blue color, and I can't remember if it's 0.5. Not sure. So, I just love Energels. And I love this blue, it's just blue. So there we go, looks nice. I don't expect any kind of ghosting. It doesn't scratch this caliber paper at all, it feels fine. So I love that. And last but not least, I did want to try a SAKURA Micron pen because a lot of y'all, use these to journal or do artwork in these kinds of notebooks, and I feel like it would be good to try this archival ink on the caliber paper to see how it turns out and if there's any bleeding. So we're just gonna do SAKURA, what is this, Pigma Micron. The PN, which one of you one time on a live told me it stands for plastic nib, which I greatly appreciate because I was never sure. It's probably my all-time favorite. If I had to choose one of these drawing pens, it probably would be this one because I think the tip is a little bit more fine than a Tombow one. But again, it's really been a while since I've done any kind of journaling or anything like that. So recording this video is trying to get me into the habit of being excited again for my stationery and for my YouTube channel. A lot of life changes have happened in the past week, which I haven't even talked about yet. And I feel like I'm just now, all the dust settled, I guess. None of it's bad, it's all good stuff, but it was just a lot happening to the point where the thought of even opening my traveler's notebook, it just didn't happen. So we'll see. Okay, so this is the SAKURA Pigma Micron plastic nib. Of course I got ink on me, again, also on brand. And let's see if it bled through. Just a tiny bit, but I was pressing hard and it was a thick line. So yeah, that is the Caliber hardcover dotted journal. I'm actually quite impressed with the paper quality. And yeah, it doesn't even, it feels like a Leuchtturm. It doesn't have any of the description on here, the GSM, none of that, so I don't know. And it feels a little bit higher quality than some of the notebooks I've seen on Amazon that I've tested out. And I think it is thread stitched, the paper. It's not perforated or anything, so just to let you all know about that. But yeah, so you never know where you're gonna find good stationery items, right? And the fact that I was able to use a coupon and this was literally free makes it all better. Let me know in the comments below where are some places that you've been able to buy stationery in person that brought you joy. And I will see you all next time. Take care.